This is Stephanie, and this is the Mocha Minutes Podcast. Hey guys, before we get into the episode, I just want to let you know about something that's a little new here at the Mocha Minutes Podcast. We are now participating in Buy Me a Coffee. So if you haven't heard, buymeacoffee.com is a place where you can show some support and some love monetarily to some of your favorite content creators. That includes me. So it's in the increments of either $1, $3, or $5, and you can do as many as you would like. So I just wanted to let you guys know, would love some support. So if you would go to buymeacoffee.com/Mocha Minutes, I would greatly appreciate it. It will also be in the show notes. Okay, here we go. You don't have to be rich to be my girl. You don't have to be cool to rule my world. Ain't no particular sign I'm compatible with. I just want your extra time and your peace. Y'all, welcome to the Mocha Minutes Podcast. I'm Stephanie. Thanks for joining me. So anybody who has been listening for a little while, y'all know I'll be doing earworms. And I had to do this one because of the person that's on here. So it's two people on here that have me literally in stitches. One is like, you really don't want to piss her off because it's literally like you just lit off a hornet's nest in your house and all the doors are locked. So I suggest you just literally. And the other person, she will smile at you and then slit your throat with her voice. But she has kiss in her name. So she'll kiss, she'll blow you a kiss and then blow your brains out. See how that works? See, that's how it is. So I have my Bovice Nicole Bovice.
Hey.
AKA my pod cousin that I didn't know. Shout out to Candace.
Shout out to Candace.
I said, this is the smallest. I was like, did you just say Candace? From Flawless Noises? Wait, what?
Yes, shout out to Flawless Noises over there.
Wait a minute. My baby mama that don't live in Colorado no more.
Uh-huh.
See, this is like, first of all, I love when she be tweeting about Miss London and saying who the hell she thinks she is. She is a queen and knows her role, and she cracks me up.
She just made Facebook status about her. I was hollering,
screaming. It's like, oh, she missed about. Oh, we can relax and make breakfast. She's like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm sorry, that is very funny. It's like, oh, girl, now we can just take a break and just sit back and relax. French toast. Girl, get your ass.
That's my Pisces baby.
Child. Yeah, no, that totally tracks that London is a Pisces. Nicole, how are you?
I am fabulous. I can't wait for this damn holiday season to be over so Christmas can stop getting on my nerves. I am in confusion because December just got here, but Christmas is on Sunday, and it's like,
girl,
Christmas never did this when I was growing up. I do not recall Christmas ever coming
like
this
we
fast.
had 12 months. So y'all, full disclosure, y'all are hearing this after the Christmas holiday, but we recorded before Christmas because, again, I said I'm taking time off.
Yeah, but Christmas didn't do this when I was a kid.
No, we had like literally 12 months to Christmas.
Literally, it was agonizing, and now December just started and already boom, Christmas.
Like I literally was out driving and it was traffic everywhere. I'm like, why the hell are y'all all these people out? Why y'all act like this is the last weekend before Christmas? Wait, this is the last weekend before Christmas. What the?
Yeah.
How did I like where my brain go? Well, I know where my brain gone, but it's just ridiculous. It's like what it is ridiculous. So the other person I have on here, my mother really likes. She's like, I know that face. I'm like, wait, you stalking her now? And she's like, no, because I be seeing her face. So full disclosure, I added my YouTube profile to her electronics in her house. So she see all my stuff. And so she was like, I've seen this place. And so mind you, she got But now I see a whole bunch of Schuler King videos. She's like, I thought this was from you. No, it's from you. And I don't know how. However, I have introduced her to the interviewee herself, the Gail King of the web world, Miss Hersheekiss TV. Hersheekiss.
God knows I'm not. God knows I'm not getting nothing for Christmas for 2022 because I've been naughty all year.
Not naughty.
God knows I'm not getting nothing for this year.
I showed my ass this year, so I know I ain't getting shit.
I know I did too. I'm not getting anything. I'm not even gonna clown myself and ask Santa Claus for nothing.
I did, however, get a rice cooker.
After he seen my deeds in the web world from 2K22, he's not gonna get me.
Oh yeah, you definitely not getting a damn.
When
I'm not getting anything.
You, when I'm at my lowest,
he saw your list and immediately threw it in fire.
Is this bitch serious?
No.
No, she did not just send me. Why would you even send me this? Rip.
Next caller.
Next case. It's like, oh, but Hershey, how are you? Other than being naughty all year, I would say it's not unwarranted, but still,
it's been a while. 2K22. My car was stolen. I got my baby back in shambles, but that is okay because she's still running. So I just got to do a couple of fixer-ups, and I'm gonna be back on the road. I've had a crazy 2022. I've had the devil try to form with weapons, but they did not prosper.
Okay.
And I just been doing good, y'all. I just love God for making me a strong person because if it was anybody else, they would have jumped, honey. So I'm just grateful for being me. I'm grateful for being strong. I'm grateful for life. And thank you for allowing me to be on your show, even though I've been begging for the past 3 months. To be on Mocha Minute.
We're having this
conversation. To get on this episode, y'all.
I know y'all don't understand, and I have been very transparent. Like, I need to get my shit together because 2022 was like it is the worst year of my life. It's like it really just is. I'm like, I have no brain, but then it's like I have ideas, and it was like Grief was like, "Bitch, go sit your ass over there." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am. Let me go sit down." I don't know why I'm thinking.
Not now, but right now.
It's like, now go sit right now. Go sit your ass over there.
Yeah.
Right over there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Every time I was like, oh, he gonna Grief, pulling them out, like, get your ass over there. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, no. And it's something you have to fight through, but also you have to be kind to yourself at the same time. So thank you for being so patient. Because let me just be very clear. They were very patient. It's like very patient.
Oh, I'm here because whenever I ask you about things, you always come through. And my internet was acting up in my boyfriend's house, and I told him, I said, I'm driving across town to my mom because I will do this tonight. I'm doing this. And then I was supposed to be a part of another podcast, but they couldn't get their stuff together. They didn't know if they was gonna go live or not. I said, we're gonna start next year. That's when we're gonna start our season next year. I'm doing Mocha Minutes tonight, and that's all it is to it.
I appreciate it. It was like, when you said I'm free, I'm like, well, hell, I'm free too, because I had my schedule mixed. I thought I had something this evening and I didn't. It's tomorrow. I'm like, oh, well, shit. I'm like, oh, I'm free. Like, let's go. Let's do it. Like, I have no, so I appreciate both of y'all for being here.
I'm going to end the year doing good things, being kind, being loving to everybody, because I have been naughty all year long, tearing people up in this web world from top to bottom all year long. I shot Megan Thee Stallion. I want to let everybody know.
Here you go.
Jail.
You don't have to worry about her.
You are ridiculous.
Figuring out
you are going to jail, penitentiary. You are being deported to Canada with that little leprechaun. She shot the sheriff, but she did not shoot the deputy.
Well, I shot the ground and she got the bullet fragment in her feet, which I mean,
it's like, I love this. And I was like, this is what happens when I watch too much Law and Order SVU. I'm like, so first of all, this is not her case. The state is the one who's trying to deport that leprechaun back to his tree up in Canada.
Exactly. Like, why is we hearing about her sex life?
It's like, what does that have to, I'm like, well, she has fucked a lot of dudes. What does that have to do with her being shot? Because you
what that got to do with the bullet that was in her foot?
Literally. I'm like, oh yeah, she got shot, but let's talk about the real thing. No, we're not. He literally shot her. There's everybody who's saying, I'm like, you
and
can
now
add
they're
on
trying to say that both of them did it.
It's like, girl, she's still shot in the back. And you know, then, yeah. So I put this at the end, but I'm gonna say this one thing. I'm gonna like what 2022 has taught you. One thing is that it's okay to say no and to just not do anything, because pushing through grief is like literally like skating, like ice skating uphill. The other thing is that y'all will literally find every single excuse why harm towards a Black woman is okay. Meanwhile,
what did she do to deserve? Not a
like,
damn nothing.
Not a damn thing.
But you want to know something? I saw a post on social media earlier today. It said that it didn't do nothing but prove that Black girls have to be perfect in order to be a victim. If you have anything thought about you, and it doesn't have to have anything to do with the case, they're going to make sure that justice is not served. You have to be perfect.
They will zero in on
to be
completely
and utterly
perfect in order to be considered to be a victim. And then we have to sit back and listen to these men who don't like their baby mama, or they don't like how much child support is coming out of their check,
or they don't like their mama.
You don't know. They don't like their mama. They don't like themselves, whatever the case may be. And they're just sitting up there screaming and taking their personal frustrations out on this woman that they do not know.
They don't. It's like, if I hear one thing about passport boys, I'm like, I really wish these women would come and get you. I will help you pack, bitch. I have no problem. I am very good at packing.
I will gladly get you niggas out here.
Gladly give your ass back. Please tell me. I'm like, let me know when you need help. I will get a group of Black women, because
just run me the address.
We will let us know. We will come out in sleeper cells and ship y'all asses off. I promise you, we do not care. And you know what burns these guys' pussies? It's because we don't care. So that actually makes you a little bit mad. Like, you don't care? No, we don't. You don't. Here's the thing. Y'all don't like Black women. You like Black pussy, and that's it. I'm sorry. That also 2022 did me that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I call myself not cussing and saying no bad words, trying to respect Mocha Marys, and here she goes. She just added up.
This is how you know. I'm like, excuse me, y'all know I be fucking cussing on this. Okay, I don't cuss that.
This was a family show.
Oh, what family? We family, like a giant.
I said, this is PG-13. Look, Nicole, I said, this is PG-13.
Wait, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, if you look up the podcast, it says explicit, because mama is explicit. Because I
know you be cussing. What the?
I know. I be trying, but I do. I don't do it as much, and I feel like
you cuss.
But that's the thing, Nicole. Two things that I want to accomplish in 2023 is starting my YouTube page and starting my Patreon. So I know if I go on YouTube, I can't be doing all of the cursing. I'm gonna have to go, fiddle faddle or something like that. And I'm like,
please start YouTube. Don't let me be. Please start on YouTube. Don't let me be by myself with the people who actually make sense. Please start a YouTube. I want more people to make sense over there.
Look, I don't want people to be just talking and, no, you know what? Let me shut the hell up. Because as a content creator, when I see certain people on YouTube, I'm just like, I could say something, but you know what? I'm not. Because it's like dealing with little ants coming into the window of your house. Girl, then I gotta go and get a solution, and then I gotta go sweep y'all asses up after I kill all of y'all. I don't have time for that.
Gotta get the raid.
Gotta get the raid, gotta get the sugar, gotta go then I gotta go get a solution to clean out my window so your scent is still not there. I don't have time for this. So yeah, so that's on my list.
You gotta burn some sage after some of these. So
Lord, I'm like, yeah, y'all. Some of y'all are very funny, and I will say, some people who don't need to be on YouTube, but when they argue, it literally has me on the floor screaming, and I mean screaming, laughing. I'm like, I can't do this. This is funny. We lost Hershey, and I know she's moving around, but she will be back. But yeah. So I asked Nicole and Hershey to be here because, one, I just like them, and also Reddit has this funny thing called Am I the Asshole? So wanted to do some Am I the Assholes for the show, because some of them are like, yeah, well, because the ones because I don't really, I'm not a Reddit person. Because part of me is like, I should just DM Alex and just say, what the fuck is Reddit and what do I do? But I just go to the Twitter account and then read it there. But yeah, I decided to go
I'll be on the what's that thing called? The Hersheekiss page, reading stuff. Oh girl.
Is it an IG or is it a Twitter handle? Because I'm like, oh Lord.
No. It's on Reddit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically where they be talking about all the stuff that been going on in Chirac and girl, there's some stuff out there with the gang war and all that.
Oh, okay.
Girl, they be spilling the tea up over there.
Okay, yeah, because once we finish, I'm like, what is this? I can go, girl.
Oh, girl, yeah, I gotta put you on. Yeah, I gotta put you on to the YouTube I'll be watching.
Oh, child.
I be getting info from there. Called shout out to Chicago Scene 88.
Oh
no. Yeah, be spilling all the tea about King Von and all them. Yeah.
Oh.
Big tea.
Oh,
big
Lord
tea.
Have mercy.
Yeah. Big tea.
Lord. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's have some fun and say, am I the asshole? You know what? I need a jingle for this because this is fun. So let's do the first one. Am I the asshole for pretending not to know my fiance after she had a meltdown during boarding the plane and was eventually thrown off? This makes me laugh because I'm like,
wow,
some nigga shit, but
and
it could be some white people shit. I'm just saying, it's like, you know what? This kind of stuff, you're like, Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I imagine I'm going to get raked over the coals for this one. Okay, so this sounds like some white people shit, because who the fuck says that? Raked over the coals. I'm like, what? You sound like RG3 on an NFL broadcast calling the, like, you jigaboos. I meant to say bugaboos. No, your nigga ass didn't. It's like, did you say jigaboos? That man needs to shut up. Just I can't fucking stand. Shut up, Stephanie. So my fiance, maybe not for much longer, and I were on our way back from a vacation recently. It was a great time and everything went off without an issue. That is until we started boarding the plane. Now, I know better. I only bring a small backpack with essentials in case I don't get my checked bags. I can survive out of this backpack and it will always pass baggage check for size and weight. Done a lot of traveling, so why fight the system? My fiance didn't want to listen to my advice and chose to bring basically a regular full-size bag that barely fits the standards of carry-on. But generally speaking, the airline worker doesn't want to deal with the trouble and allows it through. But this time the airline worker was not having it. It was a packed flight. We were boarding last in economy and it was just a shit show. I got through just fine first with my little backpack, but I could hear the argument from the boarding tunnel thingy and it was getting heated. I was about to go back and try to smooth it out with my fiance. But my fiance rushed past and just boarded plane. I assume, not having heard it super clearly, that the attendant had given in and let her on. That was not the case. So we found our seats and settled in. I was pretty tired and could tell she was upset. So I just kind of tucked into the window and put my hat down and tried to take a nap. But soon after, the airline worker and a cop shows up and they are not fucking around and want her off the plane. She tries to plead and cry, etc. Yeah, this definitely sounds like some white people shit. But they are not having it, and maybe in a moment of panic or just plain self-preservation, the cop asks if we're together and I blurt out, no, shaking my head emphatically. I got kill dagger eyes from her as she shot up and grabbed her bag and followed the cop out. She was also swearing and screaming the whole way out. Now, obviously, this is well after the event. I'm posting this, but when she did eventually get home, she caught next flight out with the bag checked, LOL. I was there to pick her up. She obviously thought I was the asshole, and to be honest, almost everyone I know thinks I'm an asshole, except my boss and my coworkers, who for context were very much relying on me to be back on time, which I gave my word I would for a really important project that was time sensitive. They were all very happy I didn't get thrown off too. So am I the asshole for this self-preservation? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Like, yeah, of course your boss is like, oh my God, yes, they want you to fucking work. They don't count.
They both the asshole.
I cannot. Okay.
Both the asshole. Because why are you acting like a Karen on the damn plane?
It's like, wait, this sounds like some white people shit.
I was getting ready to say. Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
Wait a minute, what you saying?
I'm not gonna lie. Like, it sounds like these are white people. It sounds like the wife. It sounds like these are white people. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear you now, babe.
You can hear me?
Oh, she is.
Hold on.
Wait, now Hershee's turning into Bumblebee because she's in Cybertron.
What's going on?
Okay.
Girl, you sound like a transformer.
Can you put me back on that?
Yeah.
Hey, can y'all put me back on that speak and don't speak thing? How do you do that?
Okay, hold on. All right. Okay, let's see.
It just
Right.
asks. It just lets you mute me, but you have
Yeah.
me on another page.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Because you were just going in and out like you were like some white people shit. But what were you saying?
Yeah, it sounds like some white people shit. And it sounds like everybody around her is excusing her for being a Karen, but her husband is not, and they coming down on him for
Well,
it.
because
That's
he
what
did
it sounds
say
like.
they ain't get married yet. He's like, she may not be for longer. So, what I love about the Twitter handle is that they'll post updates. So, someone said, not the asshole, and please seriously consider whether you want events like this to be a normal part of your life because someone who reacts like that when she knows she is in the wrong is not going to change. Although, if not for the work thing, and if you wanted to save the relationship, you probably should have gotten off with her, not because she was anyway in the right, but because she's going to hold this over your head and sulk for a very long time. So this person said, so the
Which
original
is
poster,
why you should get rid of her ass.
so
Bye. They need to break up
they do, because it's like
immediately.
you're the asshole for saying that y'all weren't together. That's the part that you're in the ass. I'm like, no. I'm
But
like,
she the asshole for
she is
showing
that.
out the way she
I mean, she
Like,
is.
y'all don't belong together. Y'all are polar opposites.
I
She
can see
likes to
why
cause
it's
a
like,
scene, and you don't like all that attention. Why? How the hell you even get with her?
yeah, because it's like, yeah,
And
so
you
I'm like,
proposed to her?
the more I'm hearing, like,
Clearly,
oh,
there
this
was
is definitely
signs
somebody.
there.
Because the thing about it is, you're an asshole for lying. I'm like, it's like I can understand and agree with something and disagree with something
I
at the
don't
same
condone
time.
it, but I understand.
I understand why you're like, girl, I gotta be back to work, but you have to understand why she'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of done with you at this point. So this original poster posted this. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have even argued with the airline worker. I'm just not like that. I would have smiled and politely agreed to whatever they wanted. I hate conflicts that are unnecessary. So the thing about it is that, so I recently, I think in the last few months, I have been on a flight where it was like, yeah, I think it was in August. So they were like, it was overbooked. It's like, so if you don't have bags that can't fit under the seat or in over, you're going to have to check it. So that does happen. So it's kind of like, ma'am, why didn't you just check the bag? Or, but just arguing like, oh, I'm just going to do what I want. It's like, no. So it's like, are you the asshole for lying? Yes. Are you the asshole for preserving your job? No. But saying, oh, like, oh, everybody said I'm an asshole except for my boss. I'm like, because your boss wanted you at fucking work. I feel like that's
Exactly.
not the barometer.
You fucking minion.
It's like, thank you for putting us first. Girl, what the hell is going on here? So somebody else said, kind of the asshole. I totally would have probably done the same thing, but still. Ha, thanks. I swear it was a split second reaction. I was all tucked in, ready to nap. It's like, I'm sorry, I was tired. That's why I did it.
You know what?
But
I
my
agree
thing
on
is,
that end.
but
Because when
my
I'm
thing
ready to
is,
sleep, I'm ready to sleep. And you're not
I'd
going
have
to
been,
interrupt my
I would have
sleep
been
over
like,
your
at most, I
nonsense.
would have pretended I was asleep.
So
You
for the
would-
sake of the nap, not the asshole.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Hirsch?
my thing is, you see like a whole lot of guys, and this may be a reach, but I'm gonna go ahead and reach. You see a whole lot of guys who date these women, they're engaged to these women, and they think it's cute when they act out in public. I've seen it at restaurants where women are rude, and the guy's just laughing because his girlfriend is rude, and then here it is 2 or 3 years later, she's pregnant with your baby, and y'all screaming in the middle of the street. So even though this may seem like a small situation, later on down the line, she's gonna give you hell. Run while you got what, tap out while you're
Right.
ahead.
Because it's
Run while
going to
you
transfer
can.
into other
Because
situations.
that's because that's who she is. She showed her true colors. And it's the reason why it happened before y'all married. She showed her true colors.
Right.
It's a sign.
So okay, so Nicole, ESH, what does that stand for? I can't remember. So on Reddit, what is ES? I'm like, I know what NTA is. ESH is like,
I don't know.
I can't remember what that was. I think it's kind of like your
ESH.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up.
I don't know.
It's
Because they
like
don't be doing that on the Chiracology one.
Yeah, I don't know what
Well,
ES.
they be
I'm gonna
talking
have to.
about who
I'm
got
gonna have to
murdered
Google
and
what the
stuff.
fuck that means. But ESH. But I don't really blame you. She acted terribly. They probably would have checked her bag and let her on if she hadn't made a run for it. Yeah, the ignoring the airline worker and just getting on part is definitely what got her thrown up. Yeah, you acting like
A child.
It's like you act like a child. So to Hershey's point, someone said, and conflicts you can't win. How is she to wait staff? Not awesome. And that person said, run. I'm like, yeah, because this is what it sounds like. It sounds like a person who literally is like, they're rude to everyone and everybody's in service of you. So she definitely is like, she's the asshole for not listening to the staff. You're a little bit of an asshole for lying, but we kind of was like, I would have did that, but I understand why you did.
Thing, so I ain't even mad at him like that.
Yeah. It's like, Margaret, I'm like, yeah. Go ahead.
But I don't like when grown folks get in public places and don't follow instructions. True. You know that when you're going to a place of business, there are rules that you have to follow. Follow the rules. This is these people's business. If you don't want to follow the rules, leave.
Please leave.
And take your ass home.
Please drive everywhere you need to go. If you're driving, you can follow your own rules.
And customers always, oh, well, I'm never coming back. The way that you
That's
just acted, ma'am. Look, the way you just acted, ma'am, please don't come back. You're doing us a favor by not coming back. We don't want your presence. If that's the way you're going to, I ain't coming back. Thanks for not coming back. Do not come back.
You promise?
Please, pretty please. So I will say this, as someone in a past life who used to work retail, I used to always get customers who say, I hate this store. I'm never coming back. And I'm like, yeah, she'll be back next weekend. And sure enough, she surely was. It's like, girl, it can't be just because the store is right down the street from your house. It's like, ma'am, you're not that special because you come here to do like buy something that's on sale and then use your coupon and then go
or
home.
they buy something that's after the sale and still want it for the sale price when the sale over.
Child, that sale price when it's up to a certain time be kicking people's asses every single time. It's like, wait a minute, I'm like, it's only after the time. I'm sorry, we did not create the system. We're just, why are you getting on our nerves? So first one, yeah. At first I was like, yes, he's the asshole. I think maybe is in the middle, but for right now, I think we can just say not the asshole because it sounds like she is an asshole, and I hope you are not marrying this person, sir. That wrote into that. I hope it's like you can go run. I don't care how
Karen and Ken.
See, I hope, girl, sir, it don't sound like the gawk is worth it. So yeah, run.
Yeah, please.
That's it. Just
please.
Yeah. So next one. Am I the asshole for throwing away the expensive whiskey my brother got me for my 40th? Who throws away whiskey? Expensive whiskey. Wait, now I gotta know what it is. Okay, I'm 40 male, just turned 40 last week. Hello, welcome to the club. I'm divorced and have 2 teenage kids with my ex-wife, 17 and 14. I'm not doing that math. That's none of my business. It's none of my business. The whole family came to my and my girlfriend's apartment last Saturday for my birthday party. My parents, some aunts and uncles, some cousins, my 3 brothers with their families, my 2 kids, and my girlfriend's 15-year-old son who lives with us, and a partridge in a pear tree. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I'm a recovered alcoholic. I've been sober for 6 years now. Alcohol absolutely ruined my life. It destroyed my marriage and nuked my relationship with my kids for years. I don't allow alcohol in my home now for anyone. It just isn't served or tolerated here. My entire family knows this very well, as they know my entire history with alcohol. For my 40th, my brother brought me a very expensive bottle of whiskey. It had writing on it, a very heavy bottle of very old whiskey. So it probably cost him a couple $100. When he gave me oh my God. You just said your family. Okay, let me finish it. Ooh. When he gave me the bottle, I was shocked and said, I don't drink, but thanks for the gift. He then opened the bottle and started pouring shots in plastic cups for everyone. My daughter had a panic attack at the smell of the alcohol, which I am painfully aware is my fault, and I will never forgive myself for it. So I told my brother to take the alcohol out on the balcony and just leave it there. He wouldn't do it and took a shot of the whiskey. I told him to seriously stop it, and he proceeded to pour the whiskey. He then said, I am acting like a sober saint now when I ruined everyone's birthday for years with my drinking. I told him to come to the hallway with me and talk it out. He refused and put a glass of whiskey in my hand. I took the trash can, threw the whiskey bottle in it and the plastic cups and took the trash out. My brother then stormed off and my mom followed him. She later called me demanding an apology for disrespecting my brother like that. My dad said I was being overly sensitive, and some of my other family members also agree. Am I the asshole here? Abso-fucking-lutely not.
You literally said alcohol ruined your marriage.
You are not. You are not the asshole. Check
Looks
this
like
out.
your brother
Check
was
this
just
out.
waiting on a moment to get his lick
Check
back
this
from all
out.
the times you was drunk and acting a fool.
I can't
And he decided to
believe
do it on your
this.
birthday when you were sober.
I am
But check this
dumbfounded
out.
by this.
But
Go
check
ahead.
this out though. So
I'd fight
my
the brother.
thing is, not only are you not an asshole for not throwing the whiskey away, you should throw the whiskey away and you should throw the brother away. Because let me tell you something.
Throw the whole
If your
family
All
away.
of them.
throw the brother away. Because if your relationship with your children, if it ruins your marriage and it ruins the relationship you have with your children, and it's got your daughter having bad memories, anybody who is catering to a past that you no longer want to have anything to do with, throw them away. Until they can cater to the new life that you developed for yourself to make your life better, throw everybody in the past away. And it's okay. And it's going to hurt at first when you throw them away. But after a while, you're going to heal and it's going to get better. And it's going to get better than that. And it's going to get better than that. So anybody who reminds you of the past things that you had going on that you no longer want to deal with, and sometimes it has to be family. Sometimes you have to throw them away. Throw the brother away. Throw anybody who wants to continue to associate you with alcohol away. You're doing good. You've been sober for 6 years. Your children still mess with you, so you're doing something right. Throw everybody away who does not want you to get better.
Every last one of them.
He needs to be in. Since he wanna hold on to the whiskey so bad, put him in the garbage with the whiskey with him. Put them both in there. Since he wanna hold on to it so bad.
I am just dumbfounded by this. You mean to tell everybody in your family know that you are a recovered alcoholic and you decided to use this moment to get back at him? Because it sounds like he must have did something at one of your parties, Christmas, birthday, whatever. So you decided to do it to this. And it was like, sir, if you don't pick up that phone and go get you a therapist, or literally if it's so bad, please, I will give you the, like, seriously, I will find that link from the read because they give you a coupon code for one of those services. If it is so bad that he fucked up something in your life so bad that you literally are not healed from, it's fine. Just don't be around here. Don't show up like that. And especially you're doing that in front of your nieces. This girl had a panic attack just from the smell, not even the sight, the actual smell of alcohol. And it just sends back all these memories of what a shitty father her father actually was. And y'all saying, how could you disrespect him? What do you mean? Yeah, throw the whole damn family away.
Was enough.
Throw the mama, the brother, because you say you had 3 brothers. What the other brothers say? But the fact that they're just like, I mean, you have to understand. No, I don't have to understand shit. If I'm literally, he lost everything. He lost the marriage. He destroyed his relationship with his children, and he's probably rebuilding it. And it's probably on shaky ground right now.
With a bottle of whiskey, you spent hundreds of dollars on whiskey.
You wasted all that money. You could have got like a cheap ass bottle. And it still would have been the same thing.
But my thing is, since the bottle is so expensive and since it's so lovely, the man that already tried to give it back to his brother. Just keep the bottle for yourself then, sir.
Right. Here's the thing. It's like, why don't you pour it out? It's like he's saying, please don't. I'm like, well, if you're going to do it, just go out there. No, I do what the fuck I want. Not in my fucking house. You do not.
Well, you can get the hell out along with this bottle. Got that party over. Everybody go home except the kids.
Throw the bottle away.
Throw the bottle. And that mom was like, you disrespected him.
On my birthday.
On my birthday in my home. And his dad said he's being overly sensitive. It's like
I'm a couple of steps from saying throw the mama away. She lost her mind.
It's like
the mama, the daddy, and the
brother. And he said some of the other family members also agree. I'm like, he literally said he lost everything. It's like, that's the thing. It's like we can't say, like, we can't fix whatever he fucked up by being sounds like he was probably a raging alcoholic. He probably showed his whole fucking ass at y'all special events. Could have been a wedding, birthday, whatever. Then if that's the case, cut him out too. Do not come there and do that to his children. Those girls are 14 and 17-year-olds.
Exactly. Why would you traumatize them like that? Damn,
I ain't gonna lie though. I ain't gonna lie though. It sounds like the family.
Go ahead.
It sounds like the family is alcoholics and he the only one who want to get right. That's what it sounds like.
Because Because they're probably like,
That
we
could be
can
an
control,
angle
we
too.
can control it. What about you? I'm like, yeah. It's like
If it turns into that big ass,
Go ahead.
if it turns into that big ass dramatic situation, they talking about no, they cannot control it.
Right. It's like, wait a minute, like if people literally, if they're like, I gotta cut this out completely because I can't be that person, why are y'all not respecting that? I'm like, that means y'all still mad at him. I was watching Red Table and it was like one of them talking about like not
be real.
like, it's like, so I was watching Red Table and I get it, y'all. I get it. Jada be driving me nuts. But one, I will say, watch that Different World reunion because I fucking love Debbie Allen. Okay. I love them. But there was one about not forgiving somebody and how like really it is okay. Because there's some people who literally say, I forgive you, and they don't.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I'm gonna just do it because you think forgiveness is a light switch. It's okay to say I can work on forgiving you, but right now I do not. But people
or just saying I don't and move on.
Like, I don't forgive you. Or because sometimes you realize when people are giving you an apology, you know it's not fucking sincere, especially when they tell you, like, I said I was sorry, I'm not gonna kiss your ass. I'm like, so baby, that I didn't ask you to do that. But that's the thing. When you can
thank
actually
you for letting me know your apology was disingenuous.
Exactly. Bitch. I'm like, the thing about it is, it's like when you give an apology is not for the other person, it's for you. Because when they don't have to forgive you, and you have to, when you hurt somebody or do something to hurt someone, you gotta be prepared for them to just go, yeah, I thank you for the apology. I still don't want to fuck with you though. And you gotta be okay with that. That's called being an adult. And some people don't like to be adults. There's some people where it's like, if they wrong you, it's like the love could be like outweigh the offense and you can work on forgiving. But some people you just can't. Family is under that, because before it'd be like, oh, it's family. Like, yeah, sometimes family hurts you. And it's like, it's okay, because that's toxic to tell people just accept apologies from family when the hurt is so deep and they don't want to do the change behavior.
I got an auntie I don't talk to right now. And everybody like, y'all should just have a conversation. Ain't nothing to have a conversation about.
Well, that makes two of us, because I got an auntie I don't talk to right now.
Like, and the thing is, we're not talking because I wanted an apology for something that she said about me.
Mm-hmm.
And
she never gave it?
Huh?
She never gave the apology, or it wasn't sincere?
No, she never gave it. Instead, she called my phone acting indignant about it, trying to justify why she said it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, if we not
wrong road,
give me an apology, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Then she brought my deceased mother up, and it just
hell no. Mm-mm.
Cussed her the hell out while I was at work. But
I would have told her.
I ain't spoke to her in almost 2.5 years.
Don't blame you.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of
like
people,
once you cross that line, we're done.
Yeah.
It's a lot of older generation people who think that they don't have to apologize and things like that. Because
it's like apologies are just supposed to be given to them as opposed to them extending it. I'm like, that's not how
and to be fair, I never liked her for real growing up anyway. Like, she was that one messy ass auntie who always
she was the messy.
Yeah.
She was the messy.
Yeah, she was the messy
auntie. My auntie that I don't talk to now, she is on block. She knows she cannot call me because she basically is the auntie
I changed my number.
To be bougie. She's the auntie that pretends to be bougie, and the reality is my grandmother helped to pay her and her husband out of a whole lot of debts that they're in. So my grandma sold her house. My grandma sold her house, and she was giving money to all of her children and grandchildren. And I'm not gonna lie, I admit I do not visit my grandmother as much as I should. I know these things, but whenever my grandmother does give me stuff, if she give me money or whatever, she be like, I'm gonna give you something because I never get the chance to give you anything, so I'm gonna give you something. And then she'll give it to me because she don't get the chance to give me stuff because I'm not one of her children or grandchildren who always in her face and got their hand out for shit. So this woman got her skeletons in her closet. My grandma to help you pay your house off. My grandma to help your husband get out of debt. But you tried to make me feel guilty because I think it was this one time I wasn't available to take her to go pick up some medicine or something. She was like, she gave you some money and you couldn't go do. Y'all, when I say I went off on that lady, I went off. I said, you are not. Because you're not going to try to make it seem like I'm less than or try to point your finger at somebody else because you have your own skeletons because you feel guilty about what she gave you.
Baby, don't it always be them tights?
And my grandma, she said, don't listen to them when they say that, your other aunties and all of that, because the difference between you and them, when I give you stuff, I know it's you by yourself. When I give them stuff, they got a whole husband. I said, you sure right.
Mm-hmm.
And she tried me. You have a whole man,
A
a
husband.
whole husband. And during the time all this stuff was going on, I was single. I got a boyfriend now, and my boyfriend, he's not even married to me. He makes sure I don't have to ask y'all ass for shit.
Mm.
Where is your
You are
husband?
married.
Where's your
I don't want no
scooter?
job.
That's what
Where's
I
your
be
husband?
wondering.
Where's your I don't want no job that's beneath me husband. Meanwhile, y'all
Mm.
medical bills are piling up. But he feel like he's too big to work at certain places to help pay him.
Ooh.
Well, we must have the
Well,
same auntie or something.
let me find
Baby,
out y'all distant
they too
cousins, because what is
bougie
Let
for
us
happening
me.
find
here?
out, because the way my aunt be acting all fake bougie. Meanwhile, girl, you're literally on government assistance and you don't stay on jobs for too long because you'll lose your housing benefits
Oh,
if you get paid too much.
oh
Like,
Lord.
ma'am, please.
Like,
Meanwhile, you in your 60s. Senior
yeah, because
citizen should not be carrying on like this.
no, and it's like there's some people who have a school of thought of time heals things. I'm like, yeah, time and changed behavior, because it's like enough time can pass
And
that the
accountability.
anger is gone, because like sometimes you can't just have a conversation right after, because you're like, I might say something that I not saying it's not true, it's just I'm just going to regret saying it because I'm still angry. However, comma, you could
Exactly.
probably take
And I
some
know,
time
and
and
I
actually
know, and I know at the end of the day, if I say the stuff that I really want to say to my auntie, my grandmama, or whatever, my grandmother is the reason I didn't go off on her like I wanted to. So I
Listen,
just
yeah,
blocked her number.
so that's the thing. Sometimes you just do need some time, because it's like time heals you, and it turns your anger down to a simmer, which is totally fine. But also, it takes change behavior on the other side of the person who offended you. It's like, yeah, I'm not too mad at you, but it's like, I don't know if I still want to fuck with you. I'm not going to cuss your ass out or literally talk about everything that I think about you, because I've had enough time away from the anger to now listen to see if you actually are sorry, and actually to see if you're actually remorseful. Because just saying you're sorry, yeah, I know
But
you're a
I'm glad.
sorry ass bitch. I'm like, I know that, but let's see if you're remorseful.
But my mom had a good conversation with me or whatever, and she kind of sided with me. She was like, "Don't let her do that because my grandma, like she do little stuff, like she'll throw me a couple of $100 here and there."
Mm-hmm.
Or when I was trying to get my driver's license back, she would
Mm-hmm.
pay for me to get the license back, and then after that, I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna sign up for the pay as you go plan." My grandma offered to pay that whole $1,800 so that I can not have no more. I said, "No, I'm gonna pay the pay as you go plan. I'm just need you to do the little $400 for the license." Like I do stuff like that. My
Mm-hmm.
auntie would take it all and then turn around and shame you for a couple of $100. I said, "Bitch, you got me." Oh, excuse my French, y'all. I said, "You got me messed up. This ain't finna be that." I let her have it. I was like, "Oh no, ma'am, no, ma'am."
Yeah.
And I have not talked on the phone with that lady in months. She know not to call me.
Mm. Yeah, it's like when it's like that deep and a lot of trauma like that. Yeah, you're like, we need some time apart. Let me know when you get. You're like, no, you're not gonna tell me. Tell my
you
mama
don't
when
need
you get your shit
permanent time
right.
apart.
It's like, yeah, I'm like, no, don't check on me in a few months. You need to be away from me until you figured out what's wrong. You need to work yourself out. Me, I'm not taking in your information. I'm just not doing that with you. It's like you need to sit over there. You need to be. I'm gonna love you away from me, because I
Blood ain't
had
always thick. The moral of that story, ladies and gentlemen, blood ain't always thicker.
yeah, there's this thing called blood thinner. Sometimes family is thinned out blood, and you can take that
Very
exactly how it sounds.
thin. Sometimes, baby, sometimes family is lower hands, honey. Do you hear me?
I'm just saying, because I mean, my bishop from my church said something about forgiveness that it's always stuck with me. Like maybe the last 15 years,
Church.
it's like he said, you can forgive someone. That does not mean they can still have access to you. That is not what forgiveness means. And it's like, but you let people tell it. It's like, well, if you give somebody, that means you should be cool with them. That's not what that means. It's like, I forgive you. I'm not carrying that hate and anger with me. That don't mean we cool. So please stay over there. It's like, no, I'm not going to, it's not on site for you. That's what that means. I'm just going to leave you alone. You leave me alone, I'm going to leave you alone. but I've stuck with that. When it comes to forgiveness, it's like, one, it's conditional. Two, that don't mean we are going to be cool and we can like have the same thing, especially when it goes a little bit too deep.
Yeah.
You won't have to let that on. So this is number 2 of not the asshole. Wow, I'm hilarious. Okay.
He is not the asshole. He's
not at all.
Do
Like,
not let
not
that
at all.
family shame you into thinking you have to let them treat you any kind of way because they're family, because that is false.
They do not. They do not. So next one. Am I the asshole for telling my ex-husband that his wife's feelings are not mine or our kids' problem?
No,
I love
absolutely not.
it. Woo!
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Run that back one more time. What is that?
Am I the asshole for telling my ex-husband that his wife's feelings are not mine or our kids' problem? I'm going to say, no, you're not, but let's read, shall we? My ex-husband and I share 3 children. Our oldest is 15, our middle is 14, our youngest is 13. Okay, stair steps. We had them very close together, and then our marriage crashed and burned. We were young, unsuited to be together, and we both came from very restrictive households, which pushed us together out of a sense of clawing for freedom. I dated some after our marriage ended and realized I liked being single. He remarried a little over a year after our divorce. His wife is Ani. Oh, we're giving names. Ani and I have a complicated dynamic. She adores my kids, but was very jealous in those early days of her marriage to my ex because I had primary custody and he had every other weekend due to the nature of his job. I did not feel like Ani taking time while he wasn't around was a good compromise to him obtaining 50-50. And a judge agreed, stating since dad would not see the kids during since dad would not see the kids during that time, it made sense to keep them with mom, me. 2 of my 3 kids were not super affectionate in general, but were with me. And more than once, she made comments about rubbing it in her face or using my kids to hurt her. Because the kids would not be the same with her, for 3 or so years, we had a very tense dynamic and my ex was useless. That's why he's your ex. I told him he should be doing better as my co-parent, but he told me his wife is more of the co-parent now. He eventually left the old job and 50-50 began happening. Once 50-50 happened, we had some more issues, mostly because she started calling herself their mom, and I hated that. No. My kids have only ever called her Ani, and I know they used to say she wasn't their mom, but I admit I was jealous. I also believe that's what she wanted to have. That's what she wanted to have happen. I did get it under control because my kids come first, but it was always annoying when she had already gone out of her way to introduce herself to someone as their mom. And then there was confusion because they called me mom. Things sort of calmed down over the last 3 years. Good Lord, we're not close. We're not all one big family, but my kids are safe and looked after. And that's what matters to me. I also had them in therapy from a very young age. Good job. So that helped them a lot. Annie recently learned that she will not be able to have a biological child of her own. She and my ex were trying for years and she suffered 3 miscarriages in that time. I am not sure of all the details, but I do know this was a blow. They found out the final results of testing last week. My ex told me that he wants the kids to spend more time with them and to be with them for Christmas. I get this year per our, I guess this is co-parenting agreement. He admitted the kids do not want to be there, but wanted me to agree anyway, because Ani's feelings and helping her. I told him no. He told me again about Ani's feelings, and I told him her feelings were not mine or our kids' problem. He called me a string of names and told me Ani's feelings do matter to them because she is their parent. She is their family, and they should have more compassion and empathy for her.
No, she's not.
Am I the asshole? No. Ani is.
No, she is not the asshole.
Like
Ani is the asshole.
She's crying way too hard, and them kids don't like her.
I'm gonna let Nicole go first because she sounds very, very passionate.
Come on, mama.
First of all, listen, coming from a mom perspective who has had to low-key kind of deal with something like this, where, you know, baby daddy was trying to overstep, you know, my role as a mom and try to incorporate his internet girlfriend as a new mom. They never met, but you know,
oh Lord, not catfish.
Her daughter's new mom, and I'm like, yeah, no. I can totally feel where she is coming from. Ani sounds like a psycho. The kids clearly do not like her. If they've been together for however long and them kids are still calling her Ani, Like, you don't need to
Mhm.
get some type of name of affection. Them kids don't
Mhm.
like you.
Right.
And the dad, useless, pathetic. And you letting your wife run you because them kids clearly don't like you.
Mhm.
Y'all, I can't
And
even lie. One thing I can't stand is for a man that don't take charge and lay out the rules. I cannot stand it. I
oh
can't
my God,
stand it.
it's
I
the most
can't stand it. I
unattractive
can't
thing I've
stand
ever seen in my
it.
life.
It is the most
Like, how much of a
unattractive
wimp
thing.
are you?
Exactly. I can't
You don't
stand
know
when
how to
men
put your
don't
foot
lay out.
down? Like,
Exactly.
this
I
is
So
your
can't stand
kid.
when a man don't put their foot down.
what I want to know is what
It
job
would
did he
bother.
have before? Because now it's like it's 50-50. And the thing about it is like, do I have compassion for her like not being able to have children? Of course. However, comma, they are
These my
not,
kids.
they're not puppies. This is
These my
like
babies.
Mhm.
you
The hell?
literally could probably adopt. You probably could do surrogacy if you're having a job where it's like, I can't be a parent. It's like, so you must be making a whole bunch of money. And that's what I'm going to contend with. It's like, sir, they
Get a
cannot
puppy.
heal her. They really cannot.
Get a
Your
puppy.
grown ass children, and I'm saying grown ass meaning like they are walking, talking, they are like literally
They're
potty
potty
trained.
trained.
It's like they are not going to be able to heal what is happening because one, they have been in her life for years. So this has not quelled her wanting to be a parent. So them being there this Christmas is not going to fix anything. Sir, get your wife a therapist or look at options for adoption or surrogacy or something. I'm pretty sure your children are not going to care if you get if they get an adopted sibling because they're like, oh, good, it's my sibling. Whatever, let's move. But it's like they can't heal her. And you trying to make them feel bad, especially when it seemed it'd be different if like they had a good relationship with her.
But they don't like her.
They don't like her. So it's like, baby, I don't know what you want to happen. It's not going to happen.
They
It'd be different
tolerate
if like
her.
they
There's a
like her.
difference.
That's what it is. They tolerate her because they like you're their dad, and so they mostly see her because you're like, girl, I have to be at work. I'm like, so why do you want the children more if you're always at fucking work? Like, I don't understand this.
How about the wife is the co-parent? I didn't lay down with her.
Right, girl.
But my thing is,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
mm-hmm.
No, what'd you say?
Well, I mean, I don't have too much that I can add to it. The only position I would be speaking from is I'm dating a guy who has kids, so it's not too much that I would be able to add to it. But I do think that that woman that's having trouble having kids, like you said, should get therapy, and I also think that it has something to do with why she's using these kids as a pawn in a chess game to try to make herself feel. I think that what this woman is going through is she's trying to establish some type of she's trying to make herself feel like a real woman for her husband. So she's using these children, unfortunately, as a pawn in a chess game to cater to her low self-esteem as a woman. And ma'am, that is not the way that you do that.
And that's why the kids
That's what
saying
it's
stop
giving
making
me.
sex
It feels
happen.
like she has low.
She has very low self-esteem. She has very low self-esteem, and it's like
She
the
has
kids
low
probably
self-esteem.
pick that up.
All right.
And my thing, kids can always feel the energy from you. That lady got low self-esteem because she's having a hard time having children. She needs to get therapy. Maybe she should adopt. Maybe an adopted child would bridge that gap. You know, that sounds like it would be. You know, and I said this to somebody I know. I'm not going to say their name, but it's someone I know who's having trouble having children. And I said this to them. I was just like, you know, I hope that I don't say anything to offend you because I'm not the best at wording things. But what if your calling as a woman wasn't to birth? What if your calling was to love on people in other ways?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you have to look at it like this because you're going to be beating yourself up. And of course, with you having issues with your body, it's not like constantly thinking like that is going to make you hate yourself. And it's going to cause you to lash out and not even think about these children. These kids are not pawns in a chess game. These are people. You can't do people like that because you feel some type of way about stuff. And another thing, it sounds like they some old country, old Mississippi, Alabama, Southern family because you know families from down south feel like they can add and omit people to the family whenever the hell they want to. And you know that's what they do, especially old folks. They feel like they can add and subtract folks, wives and husbands and children and stuff that ain't even did nothing wrong whenever they want to. They will legit get some scissors and cut people out of pictures because of stupid shit like this. They sound like they some old Arkansas Mississippi, Alabama, hillbilly ass people. That's what they.
Yeah, because the thing, I think it's a lot of pressure for women to have children because it's like that makes you like that's what women are supposed to do. It's like one, every woman maybe cannot have children, nor do they have the desire to have children. That doesn't stop them from being a woman. And it's like you put that pressure on yourself because it sounds like that's what she really wanted, but that's not. Those kids cannot heal what's going on with you. Only you and your husband can do that, and y'all are going to have to actually figure that out. But to put that kind of pressure on one, these are actual children. The oldest one is 15. It's like, yeah, they don't get it because it's like they're also 15 years old. Like, girl, fuck you. I don't care. It's like they're teenagers, but also that's a lot of pressure to put on a child.
Check this out, though. I guess with my mindset, it wasn't that bad because when my dad got married to my stepmom, mind you, when my dad got married to my stepmom, my father was 39, my stepmother was 22, and I was 15. And that's when he got married to my stepmom, and I was 15. So
okay.
My mom was like, girl, in 3 years. My mom was like, girl, in 3 years, I'm gonna be at the house. Girl, I don't care. That's about none of this shit going on. But
oh gosh, really?
I had issues like they were trying to get me to change decisions that I made as a child to cater to different. So when it was time for the wedding, I ain't gonna lie. My mama ended up going off on them because they were trying to change the way that I was wearing my hair. He gave me money to get my hair done for the wedding. They was like, how you want curls was out? I had twists in the front and I had some crimp curls coming all the way down my back. It was about 16, 18 inches worth of crimp. And I thought I was so grown. I thought I was cute. I was 15. I had my first teenager hairstyle and shit. My stepmother is 22 at the time. She looked very young for her age. And she takes pride in wearing her real hair. So she had twists in the front and Shirley Temple curls in the back. So it made us look funny for the way we were dressed, for the way that we were dressed for the wedding. Them folks tried to get me to change my hair at the last minute. And I called my mama crying because I didn't want to change it. And my mama called and went off and she said, I ain't never said nothing about you with this young hoe. But don't you ever think you went off on them folks. She went off.
Don't blame
you
her.
hear me?
Don't blame her.
I just feel like it's unfair for people to use kids and shift people around a chessboard or a
Wait a minute, baby. You breaking up, Hirsch.
For your
breaking up
ass feelings at this time. Kids do not feel like doing it. Other issues got. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. No, because I think you're. Yeah, okay. It's like you're fine now, but it's like I think your perspective is very important because I think one, you've been on that side of being the child, but also now you're an adult and you're dealing with someone who has children. So that perspective is very important. So it's kind of like because I think people don't realize that.
And I still feel like the stepmama that can't have children is an asshole.
That's the thing. It's like you can give her grace, but understand it's like, baby, you're the asshole. It's like, I mean, like, no, her feelings matter to you. They matter to you.
You married her. I did.
You married her.
You're the only one in this situation who care. I don't.
Absolutely. It's like the thing like you can't ask these. I'm like, not to say like children are selfish. It's like their brains, like the oldest brain, their brain is only 15 years old and it's not even fully developed until 25. So I need you to like, one, let these kids be kids. It's bad enough, not bad enough, but it's like they have two homes to go to and they don't like being at your home with that lady because they don't like that lady in your house. Let's be very clear. You are under this impression that they like her. They don't. They put up with her.
No, he knows because he even admitted that they don't want to be over there.
Right. So it's like, why are you acting like this? Like, well,
why
can
you
they come? It's like,
stop making fake
have you ever seen?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Hirsch. No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Have you ever seen Mommy Dearest?
Yeah, girl, yes.
Movie, Mommy Dearest.
Child. That movie tears me up every time I think about it. I can hear you now.
The mama low-key sound like she Annie sound like she low-key
don't
would
it
be
sound
Mommy
like
Dearest.
Mommy Dearest? Don't it sound like Mommy Dearest? Because
Yeah,
like,
the way she's so damn pressed, she would definitely be Mommy Dearest.
because the thing about it is I'm sitting here like,
And them kids wasn't even her kids. They was adopted.
kids.
Yeah, they was adopted.
And that's the thing. She was like, that whole thing with Mommy Dearest is like, those weren't even your birth children, and that's how she was acting. It's like, girl, they don't care. But the thing about it is like, they're that small. It's like, they don't know that, oh, hi, by the way, I came here and yeah, I adopted these children because I'm famous and I just want children. It's like, okay, I guess if that's what you want to do. Okay, so let's do one more. And I'm gonna say this because we all are working people. Am I the asshole for not answering my coworkers' calls and messages during lunch and after hours?
No, immediately.
No, you are not.
You ain't even
you are
read
not
it.
the asshole.
Immediately no. Immediately no. Because the way I had to send an email like 2 months ago to these damn providers,
honey, it's like no.
Past 4:30.
Girl, 4:35 p.m. I wish the hell you would. It's like, girl, what?
Listen.
Wait a minute. I don't know, Hersh. You are. Listen here. That's it. Hershey got a new nickname. Her name is Bumblebee because she is in a Cybertron.
Listen,
honey.
the way I had to tell them providers off when I was getting Teams messages on my work phone at like
Teams messages
at 7 p.m. Girl, if you don't go to hell,
please go to hell expeditiously.
Nothing is that important that you have to contact me at 7 p.m. Talk about, can I email you something?
No. It's like, I'm like,
when I'm
the
back
email,
in
like my
and
desk
then I
is closed, but the
called
email
off
inbox
day,
is
so they had to
open.
wait.
You can send it. You will get answered tomorrow. My email box is 24/7. I am not 24/7. Go ahead and put it in my email box. Right. I'll get it next morning. Okay.
And I purposely called off the next day so they had to wait even longer.
Ooh. So here is the story, honey.
Want to be funny? I could be hilarious.
Oh my goodness. My coworker has been calling and messaging when they know I'm taking my lunch and when I'm done for the day. When this happens and I see the notification, I don't answer anymore. I handed in my 2 weeks yesterday morning and I'm so over this place from burnout. My coworkers' messages, my coworkers' messages all start with hi, or are you available to call, with no context on what it entails. They never elaborate on their issue after that. They just go straight into calling me despite me not replying. Sometimes they don't even ask if I'm available or call me out of the blue. My coworker said I was rude for not answering her calls and messages.
I'm like somebody's needy as hell and need a man.
And that they all have been very quick to address. She said because I was training her to take over my responsibilities, I should be more responsive and ensure that she learns everything before I leave. Since we don't have much time, I have to be more obliging and more of a team player. Girl, fuck you. My other coworkers heard what happened and are saying that because I used to always go above and beyond and help everyone, I should continue doing that until I leave. Context. Absolutely I used to do OT every day, and whenever people reached out to me after my day was done, I would answer. This sort of expectation was set from the start when I was reprimanded for leaving on time during my training period. Okay, let me say this part again. This sort of expectation was set from the start when I was reprimanded for leaving on time during my training period. My manager said I wasn't a team player. This meant staying back on extra 3+ hours a day and responding to emails and messages on PTO. My coworker is struggling to take over my responsibilities and has a lot of questions to ask, but I don't want to answer them during my lunch break and after hours. Am I the asshole? Edit. I would be compensated after hours at a regular rate, but not my lunch break. No, you're not the asshole. Also, you might want to talk. Girl, what's the labor laws in your state? Because there should be no. How are you not being paid?
Reprimand me for leaving on time.
On time. Also, actually having mandatory overtime, then you should be getting paid at the overtime rate, which is time and a half.
Exactly.
So how are you? Yeah, leave.
Yeah, because the way I would be filing a class action.
The thing about this, like, well, you used to be helpful. I'm like, that's because y'all paid. She didn't volunteer. You fucking paid her, but you should be paying her time and a half, and you're not. It's like, girl, no, you're not the asshole for doing this. Also,
speaking of class action, fuck Equifax for that $5.21 they just tried me with in my PayPal. But
Lord have mercy. I'm sitting here
Lord
like,
Jesus.
I'm sitting here, this is an HR nightmare waiting to happen because like she don't do this. I'm like, yeah, the context would probably be like, see, that's the thing. As someone who does this as her regular day, I can already hear how a manager would present that she is not being a team player. They would negate or leave out the fact that you're assigning her to go over her shift and or expecting her to just be 24/7. People are at 24/7. Sounds like she's an hourly employee. She's not a salaried employee. Even if she was
she's
a
not on
salaried
call.
employee, it's like, yeah, she's not on call. Even if she was salaried, you're being ridiculous right now. It's like, yeah, this is why she quit. See,
Salary is a trap.
it's like,
Salary is a trap.
because it's like, oh, I could just do anything. I'm like, yeah, but people still have lives. See, this is the thing. When you think about people quitting, it's like they're quitting because of, no, they're not. They're quitting because of their work environment. This is something like, oh, girl, you need to leave. I'm glad you're leaving. But they're like, I need to know everything. I can't be the only possible person in this whole organization that knows what
there ain't nobody else to teach you, girl.
Nobody. And they're only not necessarily teaching you the way, they're teaching you their way, because most people in a job, when you go through training, you turn it into how you want to do it, and you're only training somebody on how you do it. It could be the right way, it could be the right way, but it's like you're doing that because you probably learned some shortcuts. You are the half-blood prince because you've learned some shortcuts. Everybody got that shortcut. Everybody got their book where they have like stuff, what, especially they've been in their position for quite some time. They have little notes, have stuff. You're like, oh yeah, it says do it like this. Don't do it that way. Do it this way. Everybody has that. Everybody's a half-blood prince at their job. But yeah, girl, run. This company sounds horrible. Run. You're most notably not the asshole. There's no possible way. And the thing about it is that in the pandemic, you've heard of people going like, oh, like if you are late, you're fired. How are y'all not being dedicated to this job? You're paying them the same wages that you paid them before the pandemic. You're asking for more from them and you're still paying them the same. People are leaving. I don't blame them.
Right. If 2020 ain't do nothing else, everybody found out they worth.
Exactly. It's like more people, like when people are looking for jobs, they're negotiating on salaries more because they're like, yeah, yesterday's price is not today's price.
The price went up.
Price went up. Inflation on my worth, bitch. That's what happened. And honestly,
you know
that's
how much
beans
costs in the goddamn grocery store? I need my monies.
That part.
You know how much oxtails cost now? I need my funds.
He said oxtails. But check this out. Salary is a trap and a work phone is a trap. When they provide you with an iPhone and they start paying you salary, that's when the red flags begin.
Listen, the way I turn myself offline as soon as I leave that office, don't disturb me.
Yeah. I'm glad I have the kind of boss who literally is like, girl, I could send you an email. You ain't got to, like, I think somebody had sent me an email and it was probably like maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Like, girl,
literally, like, they sent me that email. My boss emailed me, said, you do not have to answer this email until tomorrow. I was like, I hadn't planned on it, but thank you.
Right. That's how my boss was. She was like, please do not worry about work.
You do not. It's like, my boss is like, I will answer the 7-something in the morning emails or the 6 o'clock. You do not have to do that. Because that's ridiculous. She's like, she's like, people are ridiculous. It's like, because they are. It's kind of like, this is what happens when people have moved to remote. See, this is the other thing about remote work. Everybody's like, well, you don't have to travel to and from work. So, I mean, you're just there. Because the minute you answer one email or respond or do some kind of like service after normal business hours, all of a sudden they're like, oh, that means you always will do it. No, bitch, that's not what that means. It's like, yeah, still act like I work 8:30 to 5. Most people work 9 to 5. So act like they work 8:30 to 5 or 9 to 6 or 9 to 6. It's like, or 9 to 5:30 or 9:30 to 6. Whatever your shift is, act like that's what your business hours are. I don't care if I am like the only traffic I have is me walking down my steps to get to my computer. Act like people are people. And it's like, it is a lot to be self-propelled. That's the other thing about people who work remotely. Some of it is just really, one, muscle memory of the job you'll do, and also self-propelled. Because some people are like, look, I'd rather just sit on my Nintendo Switch and try to beat this last level of Mario like Stephanie is trying to do. I am still stuck on this and I am disappointing myself. But also, Stephanie was never one of those people when it comes to like video games to beat the final boss. I'm very impressed with myself to getting to the final boss on this Super Mario game on Nintendo Switch.
Period.
I'm just very impressed. I'm like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. The minute that I can't even get half to like the halfway point of the board. That is where I am. But I also been playing Streets of Rage too. Yeah, I'm dating myself right now because God, I love that. I love that.
You're a gamer. Oh my God.
And I'm like little gamers here and there. Isn't that crazy? Because I was never like I don't have a PlayStation. I never got that far, but I'm a Mario person. Mario Kart is my shit. I love those kind of games. I am like a columns.
When Nintendo
Tetris
64 came out, could nobody beat me in Mario Kart? Are you serious?
N64 Mario Kart was the shit. So when it came, because I still have my Wii. I think it still works. So it's like when they brought out the Wii, I love it. I'm sorry, say it again. What you say, Nicole?
I said I still got my Wii too. I gotta get that out.
You still got a Wii? I'm like, I mean, it's still plugged up. I don't really play it, but I feel like I could turn it on. It's like, are you kidding me? And it's like, Switch got the Mario Kart. I love it. I just bought the expansion pack. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait.
I wonder if it got the Michael Jackson game.
I wonder if I didn't even look to see if Switch has it. So here's the thing. So on Wii, it had their own Super Mario game. And I was like, oh, maybe I can add it to a Switch. And I Googled like, why the fuck can't I find the Wii Nintendo like Super Mario game? They're like, sorry, it's not compatible. You raggedy heifers. But still, but I think there's another Mario game that I want to download. Again, I am a gamer to a certain extent, but I'm also like a Pac-Man fiend. But like, like the Call of Duties, I'm like, I never got like, I'm not that kind of gamer, but I am kind of a gamer. But I also like
Did you play Zelda?
I didn't. Zelda wasn't my thing. It was like, I think that was my brother's thing, but he also was like, all the basketball games.
No, I didn't get into the sports.
Yeah, I don't like, what is it? Why am I blanking on like Madden? Like he loved Madden.
I was a racer and a fighter.
Yeah. Like at most it was Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And also that Mortal Kombat movie is complete garbage. The new one is not. The one from the 90s when y'all made that white man Raiden is like, girl, what the fuck were y'all thinking? I'm like, I am like too deep into this game. And I know Raiden is not a white man who played Highlander.
Absolutely not.
It's like, girl, but the new Mortal Kombat
Raiden was an Asian man.
It's like, you made this man, you made the Highlander.
They couldn't find Jackie Chan nowhere.
Child, they were like, I swear, it's like all of a sudden y'all couldn't like find Asian people. Like, girl, I'm like, that thing is so campy. Like them old school video game movies. Whoo, like the first Super Mario book. Girl, it was a guy who with an accent and a Puerto Rican dude, and they both were playing Italian dudes. I was like, girl, what the hell is this? It's a very problematic display. However, John Leguizamo is Puerto Rican. And Bob Hoskins, I think, is either Irish or English. Girl, what is this? See, let me shut up. That's a whole different story. But yeah, we are 4-0 with people not being an asshole. But it's interesting where because you're getting a certain reaction, you're like, am I being an asshole? It's like, no. It's like, what? Like, you have assholes around you. That's what it sounds like.
Shit, by the way. I said, all this sound like white people shit, by the way.
I was like,
not that stepmama thing. That stepmama thing sound like
that could go either or. I feel like that one could be either or. It's like, because I'm like, I've seen like,
especially like with the dad talking about the stepmama is the co-parent.
She really the parent, and just that thing. Like, there are some women who really are holding on to that. Makes me a real woman. I'm like, baby, that don't don't make you a real woman.
Stepmama. So
a man putting all his responsibility on you ain't gonna make
correct. You not being have children. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the stepmama is evil, and you leaving the kids with her too? Oh no!
It's like, man,
right? And it's crazy.
There's a lot going on because it's like if you really wanted to be a mother, if I was like with someone who had children, I would actually spend time with the children because once y'all have children, they're gonna be that age that his children are right now. So it's like, okay, I can get prepared for when our children get to get to this age.
And let me let me be nice to them. That way, when I have children, they can babysit.
Hello. Excuse me. I saw a TikTok video of a little boy, going back to video games, playing a video game. He had turned his hoodie around and put his little, like his baby sibling in the hood of his hoodie. And it was the most adorable thing I've ever seen, because the baby was just asleep, like, oh, I'm just all nice and warm. And he's holding me. It was like, it looks so weird. It's not dangerous because the baby's fine. But you get those kind of older. I always wanted to be that sibling. Like, me and my brother are close in age, but I always wanted to be the sibling where I was like in high school and then picking up my little like sibling that's coming out of kindergarten. I'm like, that's a weird dream that I wanted. And I'm like, I wanted like a gap in between it. So it's like, if you have kids with that gap, it's like, these are kids that want to spend it, because now you've seen all these TikToks pop up of people who had kids very early, and now they're probably at what people consider the normal childbearing age, and they got like 10, 15 years between siblings, and you watch these siblings like, that's my little sister and I love her. This my little brother, I love her, and they just all over them. Baby, that could be your life. Like that could be your life if you're nice to these children, because they're like, oh, give me my little brother, give me the baby, give me the baby.
And the children are the future for sure. I had fun on here. I had so much fun on here, y'all. I'm gonna have to start doing podcasts and stuff again, because I'm having the time of my life. Y'all, we was on here with Mocha Minutes, Hersheekiss TV, and Chocolate Nicole. I'm just gonna give her a name so she can put in
the Hershey bars.
Come on, Chocolate Nicole.
Yes. It's gonna be my new Instagram name.
Chocolate. I love it. Oh, you need a
Mocha
jingle.
Hershey and Chocolate. Mocha Minutes, Hersheekiss TV, and Chocolate Nicole.
Come on, Chocolate. Yeah. I love it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yo, 4-0. I can't believe, I thought we were like, this person's asshole. Nope. We all say nope. So this is, for y'all who don't realize this, we're recording in 2022, but y'all are hearing this in 2023. So because this is, I guess I could ask this question: what are you leaving in 2022 and you refuse to take into 2023, even though y'all are here in 2023? We're recording in 2022. All right, Nicole, I'm gonna ask you first. What are you leaving in 2022?
These fucking weirdos.
Not stand you.
And these hypothetical questions that people like to ask on social media.
The bad faith arguments.
31st and wrap this shit up.
The bad faith. Let me have a bad faith question. No, I'm not. No, that's a very good one.
Thoughts? Absolutely not.
Absolutely the fuck thoughts. Not. No. I'm not doing that. What about you, Hershey? What are you leaving in 2022?
Pointless Instagram lives, pointless YouTube lives, and projects without meaning. No projects that are not gonna mean anything, nothing that's going to educate anybody, nothing that's not going to build anybody. Projects where people are just there to be seen for no fucking reason. I'm leaving it all in 2022.
Oh my god, these are good ones. I am leaving.
We got straight to the meat.
Okay, she got to the root. Forget the meat. She got to the marrow. She got all the way to it. So what I'm leaving in 2022 is doubt in my own self.
Oh yes,
girl,
I am leaving. It's like I'm leaving doubt in my own self and doubt on me making good decisions. This has been a very hard year. Grief is very, very hard. And because I've learned how to actually talk about it, where it's like when people are like, oh, I know how you feel. You actually don't. You probably have been on this road, but you are not going to have the same walk. But yeah, leaving doubt, because I'm leaving it in myself, and also being okay with saying, I'm like being unsure about saying no. I'm leaving that in 2022. No.
Child, I'm at my mama's house. Child, I'm at my mama's house keeping at my Christmas gifts before I get them. But yeah, y'all go ahead.
Doing that.
That is so funny. He's like, no. Like, no, I'm like, I'm a peak. I'm also leaving in 2022 bad faith arguments and bad friends. I'm leaving that. was like
definitely that
my
ties into my
my
weirdo.
time. Yes.
Yeah.
Weirdos. I'm leaving bad
This
time, bad
was the
faith.
year
I'm not
of me
doing that.
cutting friends off. So I'm down to like 5 people I actually like. Because I had to cut off like 3 because they wasn't real.
Yeah.
One
It's like
was
I have like literally
the second was a lying weirdo, and the third one just took the lying ass weirdo side. So fuck her too. Yeah.
Oh, we gonna find out when I hit the unrecord button, y'all. But
child.
No, it's like this whole be on a podcast. It'll be on.
It's gonna be on the Patreon if y'all want to listen.
see now. Look at Chocolate Nicole trying to like we go
Patreon if you want to get the inside.
Chocolate Nicole. I can see it. I can see it now. The Chocolate Podcast.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
What the hell y'all talking about? Mind your business. If you want to hear, it's behind the paywall for a reason.
Exactly.
For a reason. For a whole reason. But before we get out of here, one, thank you both for being here. Thank you so much for being flexible. Because I did say this, like, with me like trying to get my shit together, scheduling, because we had to do a couple scheduling. And I said, let me just explain this to you. I don't care how long it's going to take me to schedule this. You are going to be on this podcast. So we got to
schedule our
right. And I was like, it's going to happen, whether it takes now or 2 more weeks. No, Hershey, like, no, fuck this. I'm breaking up with you. I said, where the fuck is my like,
as she should.
I'm like, you know what, you're right. But let me start with Nicole. Tell everybody how they can find your show on the Flawless Noises podcast network, which
it's like, on the Flawless Noises Patreon.
I said, what the hell? Like, did you say Candace? I said, not London and Taja's mommy.
Yeah, we own the Patreon. We got a show called Red Light Special where we talk about sex and things.
Red
light of that meat.
All through the night. Crazy Sexy Cool. That album has me in a chokehold. It's one of them.
Yes. We get to the meat of that meat. Mm-hmm. And then some.
You don't even never invite me to talk about meat or nothing. I ain't never.
Wait a minute. She want to talk about meat. Yup. There you go. No. You can't say like, oh, it's just Stephanie. Excuse me. You have a podcast too, madam. It may be monthly, but it is there. So guess what? She want to talk about heavy dicks and girth. Okay. She want to. I gotta say it like Monet. Dick. She want to talk about dick on your page.
Yeah.
Not Hersheekiss. Want to talk about penis.
Come on, penis. She want to talk about girth.
You don't never want to invite me to talk about the Long John song. I ain't know nothing about the Red Light Special.
Yeah, we can talk about slongs on there, but yeah, that's you find us on there. It's a monthly podcast because we got kids and we got work, and yeah, I am Bovice _ Nicole on Instagram. If you a weirdo, I'm not adding you.
We don't start doing
I'm not telling none of you motherfuckers where my Twitter is.
You're going to have to give a reference check. I'm like, you want to follow me? Where's your reference check? Okay.
Yeah. Who sent you?
Who sent you? We see who your friend. Who you? Nope, girl, you gotta go.
Who was you? Why we ain't got no mutuals? No.
No, I ain't got no mutuals. I don't know who you are, girl. I don't know who you are. But yes,
somebody else do it. Bye-bye.
My trust already messed up. I don't even like people who associate with certain people, honey.
Hello. But yeah,
I would have unlinked. I would have turned off my camera if y'all didn't. If it was on.
That's all you get.
Yes, and if you're not, definitely subscribe to the Flawless Noises Media Network. Subscribe to their Patreon. I fuck with them a long way. Jeremy is a whole. That is my favorite.
Shout out Big Me.
The king of blouses himself.
Mr. Molasses.
You know he's a country carburetor. I know.
You hear him talk, all of a sudden you start smelling cornbread.
I know. All of a sudden it's like, girl, where is the Hoppin' John? I want Hoppin' John now.
Where the peach cobbler at?
Okay. He'd be like, now what the hell? He's like, because Jeremy, you need to put them thigh meats out there so the girls can look. I'm just saying. Put your thigh meats out. Okay?
All right.
Get the hoochie. All right.
All right.
It's like, look here, put your hoochie daddy shorts on like you did last summer. Okay, just put them on. Please don't DM me, Jeremy. Please, like, look here. I'm like, no, look, you look here.
This is a chaotic episode.
It's very,
y'all need to introduce me to some of the legit podcast people with common sense and shit. Y'all
yes. Him and Candace have a show called
Ratchet Ramblings. Let me tell you something.
Go on about all
of reality. When I tell
you,
I'm like, Candace, go to hell right now
down
with her and these names. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
They be reading down about these reality shows, and I be hollering,
cracking me up. I'm like, because I be like, y'all, they be making me want to watch Black Ink Crew, but like, I'd rather just hear y'all talk about Black Ink Crew because it's like, it's like I have like over amount of reality shows, but listening to them talk about Black Ink Crew and Love and Hip Hop, because I jumped off when Chrissy and Ballin Jim Jones left. So, and I be trying which means I missed out on the whole era that is Cardi B. I'm like, I missed all of that.
That was the end.
Stopped watching after
exactly.
Nobody cared after Cardi left, honey. That was the end.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I had stopped before that, so I was like, I saw that.
I ain't gonna lie though. You stopped. So you basically stopped around the time Jocelyn left Atlanta.
I think so. Yeah, because it's like I stopped watching New York when Chrissy and Jim Jones left. So it's like I didn't watch New York, so that's why I missed all of Cardi B. So I tried to get into Hollywood and I couldn't do it because it's Ray J. And then Miami, it was like,
you don't like
boring.
Slow down. Wait a minute. You don't like Ray J?
He is not my favorite person in that family.
He is a menace.
Also,
I ain't gonna lie.
You're not going to be Willie Norwood's son, and you don't go to vocal lessons until you get embarrassed on a versus.
He never could sing. Sorry.
I mean,
but my thing was Brandy.
Wait a minute, was a bot dog.
I mean, Brandy was the one that could sing. He never could sing to me.
That's
but
what
Brandy could sing, but she's just insufferable.
Yeah. But my thing is,
that's a vocal Bible child.
I got turned off from Love Hip Hop Hollywood early because when I first started watching it, when it was Masika and Miss Nikki Baby and all them, when it first came on, everybody had that shit injected in their face and they could barely move their lips. And I said, God, I'm not gonna deal with this. I'm not gonna sit and watch all this collagen injected cheekbones and lips and shit talk on my screen. I'm not dealing.
And then they found Brooke Valentine out of nowhere. I said, girl, what is this?
Yeah, I was like, how did y'all just find her?
Not Miss Girl Fight.
She was like, my name is Miss Nikki Baby. I'm 24. You what now?
You're how old? I'm sorry. I need to see your birth certificate for reasons. I'm like, I need to see your birth certificate for reasons. Wait, was Hazel E on there too? Is that the one she was on?
I wasn't gonna deal with Hazel E either. Her face, I wasn't gonna deal with it. And then they sit up there trying to talk down about folks and y'all dusty and y'all raggedy and y'all roaches. Girl, you don't even like you. I'm not gonna argue with you. You don't even like you.
Now you don't even like you. I am screaming at that. I'm like, you don't even like you. Like,
right.
That is wow. See, now I'm trying to think if I'm going to do a binge, but honestly, if I do a old school reality binge, and it's one that I definitely suggest everybody do, Flavor of Love is literally the gift that kept on giving, and it is like reality TV gold. Tiffany New York Pollard, queen, legend. Wait, he was arrested again? Notice I said again.
He was arrested at the airport. He was arrested at Spirit. He was catching a Spirit flight.
Spirit. See, that's the thing. Arrest and Spirit makes sense, but not arrest and Spirit and Flavor Flav. See how it works? It's like, I feel like those two don't go together, but yet here we are. But yeah, Hershey, tell everybody how they can find you and your YouTube page. That my mother's like, oh my God, I know her. Hersheekiss. That's right, because she be in a car. And she had
like my page.
He was so funny. I know that face. I'm was like,
yes. So you can find me on all platforms. Hersheekiss TV. That's Hersheekiss TV all the way through, all lowercase on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all platforms. If you see a fake Twitter page of me talking, that is not me.
Ooh.
I am not on Twitter.
She like, that's not me. I'm not doing that. That's not me.
But yeah, y'all can catch me on all the other platforms, Hersheekiss TV, and include. Well, this is 2022, so they're going to see it before this, but I'm going to be doing a blog about how my car was stolen, and I'm also going to be doing a podcast next year after the Megan and Tory Lanez trial is over.
Ooh.
We're going to do a podcast about the verdict, and that's a podcast that I used to do before the pandemic. We're bringing it back for season 2.
Yay!
It's myself, TB Otis, and Mark Baptist. It's called Only the Squad Podcast by OTS Films. That is my boyfriend's production company. We're going to be coming back with season 2. The last time we did a podcast, it was when the riots and stuff was going off. So
okay.
Everybody on Facebook has been demanding. We're back by popular Facebook demand. Facebook been hollering for us, so we're gonna come back.
Yay!
And yeah, that's what I got going for now. The reason I've been ducked off from YouTube for a while is because, for one, my car was stolen, and for two, I got the car back, and for two, I have been working on my own production. I don't do reality TV though. I do scripted stuff.
You do scripted.
As of right now, I'm working on my own movie that's produced and written by me. Yeah, and now it's my turn. My script is coming forward now. So this is going to be the second one I'm in.
Nice.
I'm actually on Tubi TV 2 or 3 times, but a couple of other movies I DM y'all the movies I was in on Tubi, but I'm not telling the public. Yeah.
Okay, anyway, not a problem. Go ahead and DM. DM's that's open, child.
Yeah. I'm not really proud of some of the Tubi TV stuff I've been a part of, but I'll tell y'all though.
You're a check is a check. Wait.
But yeah, I'm looking forward. Y'all make sure y'all I need y'all to harass and chastise Mocha Minutes and tell her that she needs to introduce me to some more of the people she do podcasts with.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, hold on, glasses. Nicole know a whole person have a podcast network, but you harassing me. What? How did this happen? How did this happen?
Nicole be talking about, Nicole be dragging everybody and their mama in her Instagram stories. So I don't be saying that. I only be seeing when you be doing podcasts. Nicole just be dragging people in her stories. I'm talking about you and the people you be doing podcasts with.
Okay, girl. You put the feelers out. That's so funny. Yes, I'm like, I'm like, get into it. I'm like, oh, it is my podcast. I guess that's how I got into it. Okay, that's fine. But y'all, this has been the episode. This has been a Mocha Man's podcast. I will be back next week. I will let y'all know if I'm still being harassed. Disclaimer, I will be, and it'll be fine. It's totally fine. But I will be back next week. Thank y'all for listening.
All right, thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Member of this brotherhood as a guy who dealt with his own health issues and scares. What words can we even put to this? What would you share?
I think the first thing, this is about Damar Hamlin. And it's about a young man at 24 years old that was living his dream, that a few hours ago was getting ready to play the biggest game of his NFL career, and there was probably nowhere else in the world he wanted to be. And now he fights for his life. And when Damar Hamlin falls to the turf, and when you see the medical staff rush to the field and both teams are on the field, you realize this isn't normal. You realize this isn't just football. And so many times in this game, and in our job as well, we use the cliches, I'm ready to die for this. I'm willing to give my life for this. It's time to go to war. And I think sometimes we use those things so much, we forget that part of living this dream is putting your life at risk. And tonight, we got to see a side of football that is extremely ugly, a side of football that no one ever the side of football that no one ever wants to see or never wants to admit exists. When you see both teams on the field crying in that way, your first thought is Damar Hamlin.
Yep.
The second thought is his family. And this isn't about a football player, right? This is about a human. This is about a brother. This is about a son. This is about a friend. This is about someone who is loved by so many that you have to watch go through this. I dealt with this before, and I watched my teammates for days come to my hospital bed and just cry. I had them call me and tell me that they didn't think I was gonna make it, and now this team has to deal with that, and they have no answers. And so the next time I think that we get upset at our favorite fantasy player, or we're upset that the guy on our team doesn't make the play, and we're saying he's worthless, and we're saying you get to make all this money, we should remember that these men are putting their lives on the line to live their dream. And tonight, Damar Hamlin's dream became a nightmare for not only himself, but his family and his entire team.
And there is a tendency and in the world, in the space that we occupy, where everyone wants to know everything immediately, and I understand it because we're all part of it. You want to know, and you want to share what you know. And I think that the search for the answers at the moment is ongoing. And so all we can deal with at 10:14 Eastern time is what we know. And we know that Damar Hamlin fell to the ground. They suspended the game. He was taken by hospital at 9:25 Eastern time to the University of Cincinnati's medical center. And that's what we know at this moment.